before I start the story, I want to ask you one simple question. Have you ever switched schools before? Alright, you have your answer, and that was probably yes, but nothing could compare to the amount of trouble that can happen when you switch schools between this story. So this story happened around close to a year ago, and we had a new student that was here for around 2 days. Now, of course, you gotta survey if they're a good person or not, be homies with them, but this was a girl, so I didn't really talk to girls that much. And another thing, these girls were twins. So they were twins. So one would get into some serious trouble that I'm about to tell. So this story starts at the beginning of the day in that specific time. So I was in my homeroom class, doing what I got to do. I was waiting for PE because we could all agree that's the best class of the day. So I was waiting for PE, and then we get this new student. Now I cannot remember her name, but let's just call her Jay and Jeff. So Jay and Jeff walk into the classroom, and they split them up. So one twin would be in one classroom, and one twin would be in another classroom. Cool. I did not think anything wrong with this system. So fast forward a few days, I'm in my least favorite teacher's class, and that's right, the teacher from this story. So yeah, and by the way, if you haven't watched that story, I really want you to watch it because it'll kind of give you a backstory on this teacher. But anyways, since switching classes was a little bit different at the time, I would go to lunch with this teacher to the end of the day, or I might go back to my homeroom teacher a little early after lunch or at recess. So at this specific time, I was looking forward to lunch and recess since it was at 12 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything, and I woke up at 6. You could almost imagine how hungry you would be at that time. So fast forward, lunch comes around, eat my lunch, sit next to my homie. Then my homeroom teacher takes all the classes outside, since that was normally what my homeroom teacher would do. So anyways, recess ends, I go back to the trailer, and apparently someone got in trouble, and I'm sitting next to people like, yo, what happened? And then let me give you the backstory real quick. This teacher, right, had a TikTok, and she was mourning the death of her deceased husband. And one of the new students, Jay, commented a comment very disrespectful.
Smoking all that.
Because she was only 2 days in at the time and really did not like this teacher. I don't know how that would happen, but yeah, so she is yelling at her, and she got suspended on the first 3, and the girl ended up being suspended. So a few weeks later, I'm just in my room thinking I gotta go to school tomorrow, not realizing what my homie made the mistake of doing. Yeah. See you in part 2.